Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. WWE legend returning to Raw later this month. Huge news dropped on last night's episode of WWE Raw. The 16-time world champion John Cena will be making his way back to Raw on June 27 in celebration of his 20-year anniversary with the company. Cena first debuted with WWE back in June 2002, answering WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle's open challenge and putting up a valiant effort against the Olympic gold medalist. Despite losing, the promise in his abilities led to a long-term WWE career that is recognized as one of the greatest in history. Along with some teasers of possible matches against Kevin Owens and the current WWE United States Champion Theory, Cena recently had an interview with Adam Glynn of Adam's Apple where he teased his return. Quote, I know in WWE years I turned 20 pretty soon, so that's a big thing from a pretty storied class of folks. Batista, Randy Orton, Brock, we kind of all turned 20 this year. I am aware that this is coming around the corner and who knows, he said. But it's one of those hard truths to bear. There's a lot of cool stuff going on and I don't want to say no to any of these opportunities that are on my doorstep. I don't know when I'll be back, but hopefully it is soon. I've been gone for too long. As Cena mentioned, WWE did celebrate the 20-year anniversary of Randy Orton recently in WWE by dedicating a week-long celebration to the Viper. Batista and Brock Lesnar both debuted on WWE's main roster in the spring of 2002, so it looks like less focus will be put on their 20-year anniversaries with the company this year. WWE continues encouraging fans to use the hashtag Cena month throughout the month of June to share their favorite memories and moments from his career. Cody Rhodes gives update on his future, gets attacked by Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes gave an emotional kickoff to Monday Night Raw. The American Nightmare started off the June 6 episode of the Red Brand by providing fans with an update on his future following tearing his pectoral muscle in preparation for his Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins at this past weekend's Hell in a Cell Premium Live event. Rhodes held back the tears when mentioning his daughter Liberty, who he hopes watches his match at Hell in a Cell in the future and gets inspired by her father's heart and dedication. Quote, when she's old enough, I want my daughter to watch what happened last night, and even though I was in literal hell, I stood and fought, Rhodes said. When turning his attention towards the future, Rhodes first offered his respect for Rollins, who he calls one of the best of all time. While he enjoyed sharing the ring with the former WWE champion, he is putting the visionary in the rearview mirror. Quote, I fought against one of the very best superstar wrestlers in the history of our game, Seth freaking Rollins. The chapter, the trilogy, it's been written. It's in the archives. I'm officially done with Seth Rollins. He also gave a tease that if some miracle were to occur, he would want to return to capture the Money in the Bank briefcase and go on to become the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. The aforementioned Rollins would then make his way down to the ring and offered up a shared bit of admiration for Rhodes, even going as far as saying Rhodes' father, WWE Hall of Famer, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, would be proud of his baby boy for his effort during last night's brutal affair. Quote, I still don't like you, but what you put yourself through last night, you earned my respect. You are, without a doubt, the toughest person I've ever been in this ring with. Dusty is very proud of his baby boy right now, Rollins proclaimed. Rollins would then exit the ring while Rhodes' music ran throughout the arena, and Rhodes made his way back towards the entrance ramp while greeting fans. That is until Rollins had a quick change of heart and unleashed a brutal beatdown of his long-term adversary. Rollins would go as far as to hit his patented curb stomp onto Rhodes' injured shoulder and chest area before unloading a shot with a sledgehammer onto the heavily bruised pectoral muscle of the American Nightmare. Rollins, in true heel fashion, would laugh maniacally before finally exiting the stage and allowing WWE medical personnel to attend to Rhodes, who would refuse to be stretchered out of the arena and left the ringside area on his own power. The Judgment Day turns on Edge, gains new member. The Judgment Day has a new member. During last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, the Judgment Day turned on the rated R superstar Edge and in the process claimed Finn Balor as their new member. Ahead of last night's episode of Raw, WWE teased that the Judgment Day would be adding a new member, and during the segment, the first ever Universal Champion Finn Balor came down to the ring and proclaimed that he had a calling to join the now formerly Edge-led group. However, Damian Priest attacked Edge, leading to Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor joining in on the beatdown. Edge, Priest, and Ripley defeated the aforementioned Balor alongside AJ Styles and Liv Morgan at the Hell in a Cell Premium Live event this past weekend. Edge began forming the Judgment Day faction during Night 2 of WrestleMania 38 this past April, when Damian Priest attacked AJ Styles during the latter's match against Edge, which led to Edge securing the victory. The attack on Styles led to a rematch between Edge and Styles at the following month's WrestleMania Backlash event, where Rhea Ripley would make her allegiance known after attacking Styles, to again lead to Edge's victory over the Phenomenal One. Over the past few weeks, Edge has teased numerous photos on social media of many WWE stars, both current and former, in the tease of adding a new stable member. However, the tables were turned on the 11-time world champion during last night's show. New number one contender for WWE Raw Women's Championship revealed. After last night's WWE Raw, we know the next woman coming after Bianca Belair's Raw Women's Championship. Doudrop, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss went at it in a fatal four-way match yesterday evening, with the winner earning a number one contender spot for the Raw Women's Championship. They gave it their all in the main event spot, with the closing moment seeing Rhea Ripley hit her Riptide finisher on Doudrop for the 3 count. Belair and Ripley have a long history together dating back to 2017 in WWE NXT. They would rise through the rankings on the black and gold brand before making equally impressive main roster debuts in WWE. In their respective first years, they faced top stars like Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and several others. They were also the final 2 women remaining in the 2021 Royal Rumble before Bianca Belair would eliminate Rhea Ripley for the victory. The 2 women would still go on that year at WrestleMania 38 to win the titles of the respective rosters, Belair doing it in the main event of Night 1. Bianca Belair has held the WWE Raw Women's Championship since winning the title from Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 38 this past April. The 2 were locked in a long-term feud that started at SummerSlam 2021, when Lynch made a surprise return to the company and beat Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship in 26 seconds. Belair has now defeated Lynch on multiple occasions, including this past Sunday, where she defeated both Lynch and Asuka in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.